Hello, and welcome to another video in our Moodle 2 series. In this video, I'd like to talk about advanced grading with rubrics. Let me demonstrate this by creating a simple assignment and indicating that I want to use a rubric as the grading method. I'll turn editing on, then perhaps scroll down to the second week of my class and click Add an Activity or Resource. In this case, I'm going to add an assignment. I'll give it a name and a required description. And for now, I'm not going to worry about these other settings. They remain similar to the assignment settings in earlier versions of Moodle. What I am interested in right now is the grading method. If I scroll down to the grade section, note that I can now choose a grading method. The standard method, called simple direct grading, is what's always been available in Moodle. That method merely allows you to assign a point value to a student's completed assignment. If I pull down this menu, however, you'll see two new advanced grading types, marking guide and rubric. The rubric grading method is named because it models just that, a traditional grading rubric. In contrast, a marking guide allows you to define criteria and mark a simple score up to a maximum for each criterion. The marking guide method also allows you to define a set of standardized, frequently used comments, such as good work, or flesh out your argument a bit more, that you can quickly apply to each student's assignment. For now, let me make this assignment worth a paltry 6 points, and let me choose rubric as the grading method. Of course, I'd fill in more details about the assignment at this point, but for now, let me scroll down to select Save and Display. Now, since I just defined the assignment and indicated that I want to use a rubric, I'm at the Advanced Grading screen. Note also that I'm in the Defined Rubric section of the Advanced Grading portion of the Assignment Administration portion of the Settings block. You can also see Create New Grading Form from a template, which is useful for any later assignments for which I want to use the same grading rubric I'm about to define. For now, I'm going to define a new grading form from scratch. I'll give it a name, and perhaps an optional description. In Moodle, a rubric consists of one or more criteria with multiple quality levels in each criterion. Let me edit the default criterion to give it a name and define its levels. For now, I'll leave the default point values suggested by the system. Simply click in the box to edit the name of the criterion. Perhaps I'll call this research, and 0 points for research means no research was evident. 1 point perhaps might mean only basic research, minimal sources, and 2 points might mean quality research from multiple sources. Note that sources. Note that I could add more levels here if I wanted, but for now I'm going to stick with 3. You can also add more criterion to your rubric. For now, let me speed up the video while I add a couple more criteria. Okay, I've added 2 more criteria to my rubric, and you'll note I got very inventive for the last criteria, simply a nebulous criteria with some comments. Now, when you grade an assignment using a rubric, the rubric grade will be normalized and scaled to meet the number of points possible on the assignment. You specified that on the Create Assignment page. So I strongly recommend that you leave a level with 0 points assigned in each criterion to make the math work. Now, once you define your criteria, if you scroll down, you'll see some additional options for your rubric, including whether or not you want your students to be able to see the rubric and criteria definition before their assignment is graded, or only after you have assigned a grade. For now, I'll accept the defaults, and then click Save Rubric and make it ready. Now, let me demonstrate how to actually grade an assignment using a rubric you've created. It's very simple. Let's assume a period of time has passed and my assignments have been coming in from my students. I'll scroll down to the assignment we just created, Click on it, and then click View/Grade All Submissions. You'll note that I already graded a couple of students for practice, so let me grade my third student here by clicking on the checkmark icon. Now, if this were a simple assignment using simple grading, you'd see a text box here where you simply type in the number of points this student earned on this assignment. But since this assignment is being based on a rubric, you'll see your rubric definition. There are your criteria, and there are your levels within the criteria. To assign a grade for each criterion, or a level for each criterion, you simply click on it, and you'll note that the background turns green. So let's say this student did only basic research. Their writing was okay, but the overall assignment was kind of average. Notice also that you can type a comment in to accompany this criterion. Nice grammar and English here. I simply scroll down, click Save Changes, and my student will be graded based on that rubric. If I click Save and Show Next instead, I can actually move through my list of students one by one. Once I save my changes, note that my student has been graded based on that rubric, and again, this is a normalized score. So if my assignment were worth more than 6 points, even though there were only a total of 6 possible points in my rubric, the score would be normalized. That's why I strongly suggest you leave each level with it. You have, a 0-point level value within each criterion. That's it. That's how easy it is to create and use a rubric in the new Moodle. Let me quickly demonstrate one more thing. Let's say I'm now ready to do another assignment, so let me add another activity to my course. I'll say this is an assignment. I'll call this Demo 3, Demo, and I'll scroll down and say, yes, I'd like to grade this assignment using a rubric as well. If I then click Save and Display, I'm back at the familiar Define a New Grading Form menu. But note now, I can also choose Create New Grading Form from a template. Now this is a bit confusing because you don't get a list of templates initially. But if you check here, Include My Own Forms, and then click Search, you can actually choose the demo rubric we just created. So you could apply the same rubric to multiple assignments by clicking Use this form as a template. That should help you out if you're someone who uses a common rubric for your Moodle assignments. Hope this helps. We'll see you again in another video sometime soon, and happy Moodling!